Loyola Chicago, Jaden Dawson coming off of a monster week, 25 points in his last 2 games. The 8
Chicago is, and you must finish every single defensive possession with a box out. You cannot afford to give Loyola Chicago another opportunity in the half court.
Now, there's Des Watson. He started his college career here at Davidson, spent a couple of years as a member of the Wildcats, now his second year with Loyola Chicago, and they started the season 8-0. It was their best start since the 1960s, gliding. Davidson has started this game 0 for 4. A lob from Edwards, and Rubin on the receiving end. That pick. Here is Bailey. 6'11", lengthy forward, gets it back off the glass and in.
What's your chances here to start this first half?
Dawson, career high in points per game this year for the junior from Omaha. Edwards from the corner drills it. Got a hand on it, settles out to the corner. This is a shooter, Durkin, a little too much, and DeLoach vacuums up the rebound. Davidson 1 for 8 from the floor to start. Jalen Quinn in off the bench, great passer, dives to the wing left side, and Jaden Dawson.
Then it's either layups or dunks. That's their offense, threes and dunks right now.
Is starting from that high pick and roll action. Block shot from behind, Dawson got a piece, ricochets back out to the wing, and Roberts blown.
Sometimes you need to double, sometimes you need to play extra help. You can't give a great scorer consistent looks. Look at that.
A delicious.
Almost 3 assists a game, and Rubin is just all dunks all the time.
Hunter Adam rattles it in from the corner. He's getting up and down. Buinsu turns the corner, thunders it through. Already a couple here tonight.
When you got that many dunks, that means your percentage, field goal percentage, usually is pretty.
Dawson launches. Buinsu flies, make that Wakoria. And Wakoria draws the contact.
And when they're healthy, it's very hard to slow down this offense.
Station to station. Davidson ball movement. Bailey off glass and in. So Reed Bailey, 2008 run. You just walk in here, you just get memories of that Steph Curry incredible NCAA tournament appearance, making it all the way to the Elite Eight before losing to Kansas in a game that went right down. Being a postseason, we're talking about the competitiveness of the Atlantic 10 in DC, the conference tournament this year. Can only imagine the tightly matched squads that we have seen all season long.
There's probably 9 teams that could win the Atlantic 10 tournament.
Bailey muscles inside. Scored in 4, haven't made a field goal in 5 minutes. Joseph tips, but it goes to the corner, and Edwards back of the rim and off. Another chance for the Ramblers.
Well, you got numbers now.
And Dawson fires and hands. And Loyola settles.
You could tell Dawson thought about it briefly. Steal for Bailey.
Bailey against Dawson. It is Bailey who coasts.
From the line. But he's 22nd in the nation.
Daniil Glaskoff dishes. Here's Rubin, defended by Bailey. Fun matchup, Rubin wins.
That's the evolution of his game.
Glaskoff, not even close. Durkin bounces. LaPut from the corner, missed from there earlier. Who's sitting 7th place. Traffic jam in the middle of the league. Bobby Durkin, Bobby buckets. We'll see where the fatigue sits as we get later on in this game. Rubin rolls, all set up from Dawson.
You know, Gary Parrish is the only person in that studio to win multiple shooting competitions at the March Madness Final Four event. I haven't seen Wally Zerbiak or Roy Hibbert do that.
I wouldn't doubt Wally Zerbiak shooting. You're right, both of these teams, the way they share the ball, the way they move on and off the ball, like DeLoach.
You know Rubin wants to block the shot. If you can sell it with your eyes, he's
heard one of the either players or coaches mention that might have saw blood on the ball. Referees examine. All good for play. Rubin, the hub of the offense.
Can't leave the ball.
Back, Dawson, cash. Team separated by 2 games in the Atlantic 10. Bailey, reverse layup, doesn't fall, but Adam. First of two meetings for these teams in a 2-week span. They meet again on March 5th in Chicago. Separated by 2 games in the standings in the Atlantic 10. I feel like Bailey would be on the short list.
No question about it. Well, I thought Miles Rubin had a really great stat line as well. And their most recent win, the classic.
Rubin likes that top of the arc spot. That's how they run their offense, starting with those dribble handoffs. Just saw about 4 passes in a 5-second span. Shot clock down to 6. Watson crosses over into the lane. And credit to LaPut for holding up in a disadvantaged situation where he was defending a player 6 inches taller. LaPut gets his hand on that one, making plays, the B2 transfer. Watson carves, dishes. Here is Dawson. Free throw line, Jay, count it.
8th most in the nation. And he draws almost 7 fouls per game. Top 25 in the.
Edwards off the mark. Davidson was not fazed by a double-digit deficit in the first half. That physicality on the block, preventing Bailey from getting it. Set opposite corner, and Kuchera rings the bell, the 2-time captain. On the other end, Watson gets the roll. He knows these rims. Barry Parker, and his upside is high. Rubin, who's on the bench right now in this lineup for Loyola Chicago. Edwards misses the wing 3. Another chance. Edwards again. Bullseye.
It's a kid who never stops working.
Illinois product will sit down. Bailey hits on both.
12-1 in A-10 play.
They have a great showdown coming up this weekend on CBS Sports Network, where they'll take on VCU, two of the best in the conference. In that game against San Francisco, those A-10 standings, but we were just discussing how close it is. Picked up by Wikoria.
This is great defense, Chris, by Loyola. Excuse me.
In position, Dawson forces the miss. Ball never hit the rim. Shot clock does not reset. Blums doesn't care.
That big 3 to cut it to 6.
They scored 8 of the game's last 10 points. Edwards from the corner. Deloach flies for the offensive rebound. The active big gets it off the rim, and it would have counted. Instead, it's the Ramblers on the run.
Blums should have passed that to Bailey.
Watson rings it up. Bailey draws the help, fades away from it. Joseph saves. Rotation to Adam. He rattles it through.
Situation with a team that's trying to come back as you put Reed Bailey at the line.
Rubin spins, muscles, and Pogo sticks it back. This is Bailey. Cross-court whip. Adam delivers. Corner, Joseph.
Miss Joseph wide open.
And Joseph does finish anyway. He was no longer open.
6 points, 6 rebounds, and he's had a couple of offensive rebounds, keeping possessions. He deserves the hard hat at the end of the game.
The hard hat's a staple for Loyola Chicago. For the effort player. And Jaden Dawson showing the effort from the corner. And you saw it right there on the from the duo. Making sure we're ready to go in quick fashion.
He's hit 5 threes tonight. Tuesday at Richmond hit 6.
That's a month's worth of threes in a 3-game sample.
But you're seeing it tonight, Chris. He's not just a shooter. It's not as if he's just shooting threes and that's it. He's attacking as well.
Joseph! He came into this game with just 1 made 3.
Guess who defended that, Chris Lewis? The freshman.
Making play after play off the bench. Kuchera has a chance to tie it. 78% free throw shooter. All square. Full up. Dez, Watson gets them all. 3 for Loyola. And then 2 inside, +1 potentially for Rubin. Once the teams get to DC, starting March 12th. Hand in the passing lane, Des Watson, the former Davidson Wildcat, lays it in. Kuchera, bully ball inside.
Huge key in this last minute 40.
3 players in double-figure scoring for Loyola Chicago, paced by the 22. Mike, remember this game was tied at 60. This crowd was starting to really roar. What a stint, especially in the second half. Career high, 12 points.
They're at 68%.
I think he shoots his normal possession. Dawson can continue to add to the resume. Now 24 points.
I mean, he might be becoming the most feared player in the Atlantic 10 right now to defend.
My CBS Blazer was still in the car. So I
suspect that game.
Yes, no doubt. Big turnover. Credit.
And for Loyola Chicago, this stretch of the game, next stretch of games doesn't get any easier for them. They've got Dayton at home.
Big picture a bit here as Kuchera cashes. We're mentioning how much better Loyola Chicago has been. Getting healthier. And showing that strong form. Korea, Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. Some more A-10 coming up this week. What a tip-in.
2 rings incidents by Coach Early.
2 rings, Baldy. So much content from Dan Early this season. Loyola comes on the road and handles Davidson 77-69, and Coach Valentine's team has won 3 in a row.